Hello everybody, today we are going to be looking into the People magazine email debacle and a new article that has appeared in the BBC. Both of these articles are about Harry's birthday. Woohoo, he's 40, he's finally growing into his hair. We're going to have a look and see what went wrong with the People magazine article, and then we're going to move on to the BBC article, and then we're going to ask whatever else we want to with these spicy, very spicy oracle cards. So we've got a lot to get through. First of all, we're going to start with People magazine. Now, People magazine, yesterday, there was an article that was released, and the article said basically Harry had said something to People magazine. Prince Harry in an email said X, Y, and Z, that his greatest gifts were his children. And then the article went back into like saying they were talking to a spokesperson. Then it was corrected later on. So the article's all about his 40th birthday. So yeah, I mean 40 is a milestone, surely. I mean any 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, any big birthday's a milestone. I wonder what I wonder what went on at People. So that's what we're going to have a look at. Is Harry starting to do the leaks as well? Is it Harry's first fail ever leak? Has Harry sent other leaks? Let's have a look into Harry's energy around this, shall we? Let us have a dig. Let us have a finding outy session. Let us just see. The High Priestess is in reverse. He doesn't want people to know. He didn't want people to know that he is the source of the sources, if you will. So there's something in writing there that he hasn't communicated well. There's with the High Priestess in reverse, this is energy coming forward. There's a rebalancing, if you will. Darkness coming into light, stuff coming from that is hidden, coming up, your intuition, seeing things. Now, this is very, very indicative of somebody who's trying to force something but gives themselves away while they're forcing something. Let's see what's crossing over. Oh, there we have Temperance in reverse. He made a mess. Yeah. Harry is Harry's source for a lot of things. I wonder how long this has been going on for. I wonder how often this has been happening. Now, I did predict, as one of you guys reminded me, I think it was Catherine, thank you, Catherine, that the fact that he's been caught out, and I predicted that he would forget a detail really soon. When he's worded the email, it looks to me here straight away with the Temperance in reverse, because Temperance is all the arts and crafting something. It looks to me like he's just completely missed a beat here. He's not realized what he has done. He has markled his own propaganda. The King of Wands is in reverse. There's a fire sign man who is giving them, I don't know if it was Piers Morgan, I don't know, it could be he was an Aries, but there's potentially it's somebody in the entertainment business as well. There's a fire sign man that has picked up on this energy and made a fuss about it, this article about it, and that is the biggest thing that bothers Harry is being called out. Let's see what's underneath Harry Markle about this. He has no patience. He does not learn. He doesn't learn by his wife's can't do the voice, his wife's mistakes. He does not learn from that Hanged Man in reverse. There is no self-sacrifice. There is no service. He is, without sounding rude, servicing himself or doing acts of service for his wife. Well, Mr. Markle, you've really done it now. Let's see what's leaving the situation. 4 of Wands. Things ain't great at home. Things are not wonderful at home. This is why we're getting 1,000 puff pieces. His very foundations of his sense of self, his security, everything. And I don't mean his security as in his bodyguard. I mean his home provision, his provision around himself. All of that is questionable. All of it is. He is not settled. The 9 of Coins in reverse. Oh, we are going to be getting a Megsy moment again. Did you all see her? Like, they took some pictures of her coming backwards and forwards from that bookshop in Monty Shit Show, and she was wearing this like UFO straw hat. It was huge. It was like ridiculous. I mean, I'm no fashion expert, but if I wore that around the place, everyone would take the mick out of me. The 9 of Coins in reverse. This is somebody who wants to be seen as a standalone woman in her own right. We're going to be here. I think he's meant to be going somewhere for his birthday with international friends. Are we going to get a selfie with Earl Spencer? Are we going to get a lovin' with Nacho Man? Are we going to get him trying to come to the UK to heal his wounds? He's really frustrated by this story. He's really frustrated by this story. Very angry. Very angry. He wants to retaliate about it. He wants to go at it. That could be why he's done the BBC thing. 7 of Swords is in reverse. There is lies and deceit, and people are seeing through it, and that is what's surrounding him, and that is what is making him really angry about this whole situation type deal. What he doesn't want to do is come across as somebody who's wanting to be, with the Page of Wands there, an attention whore. He doesn't want that. He wants to be seen as this kind of well-adjusted person. Apparently it's the media's fault. Apparently it's all the media's fault. And the 5 of Pentacles is in reverse. You're putting yourself on the outside on purpose, making yourself feel like you are some kind of victim in all of this somehow. Yes, he does it. He's done it. The run up to it is basically he's not grounded. He's not checking himself. He hasn't learned anything from anything. In fact, he's picking up some of his wife's habits now. He is the source. The Empress, the High Priestess in reverse just shows me that it is, yeah, we are going to be getting Megsy parading herself around somewhere very soon, or he's going to do like some puff piece about how Megsy changed his life for the better, and everything was just amazing. She's such a wholesome thingy beige person. So yeah, there is that. I think this man is basically, she's almost driven mad, and he's completely, yeah. What's that thing called when you both have insanity? It's a foiled or something. I can't remember, but they are in some kind of stages that the difference is he is so bloody minded he doesn't want his marriage to be a failure, because then of course William and the king will have been right. So there's that. Let's have a look at the BBC. Knight of Wands. Well, he's passionate about it. He wants to reassert some dominance. He's wanting to show everybody he's this kind of guy who's out there and owns his own words, because some of the statements were included in the BBC that came directly from Harry, and they haven't been corrected yet. But he's quite proud of the BBC one right at this moment in time. The Knight of Wands as well is indicative of a Leo, or Sagittarius, or a Aries. The Six of Wands is what's crossing over him in reverse. He's still really bothered. And the reason he's chosen the BBC is he's really bothered about the loss of his military titles and the loss of his status in the UK. Because let's face it, we've all had the puff pieces from the last few weeks, and all the puff pieces now tend to come from US Weekly, People Magazine, TMZ, places like that. But he's chosen the British MSN, mainstream news, and this is just, yeah. Let's see what's above. Like, it's giving him some kind of validity. What's above is the Queen of Wands is in reverse. Hello, Megan. What a surprise you're on the table. We're always expecting you. That Queen of Wands in reverse shows to me that he is very obsessed with how Meghan is perceived, and obsessed with how Meghan is perceived in the UK. It's a big thing for him. Doing this interview, doing this puff piece from the BBC, he is absolutely obsessed how Meghan has been perceived in the UK. Let's see what's underneath this whole situation. Everything is not fair. It's not fair. We should have our IPP. We should have our medals and stuff. Give them back. He is after a sense of justice. I feel like for such a long time we haven't had a lot of mainstream media from the British side involved with him, and I'm talking like ITV. There's not been nothing really since Spare. I know he's done that ITV interview thing around the court case about the hacking. This is all to try and get people to re-evaluate him. He is incensed that the great British public do not or haven't warmed to Megatron. He's also feeling like everything is not fair. There's definitely an issue with medals and stuff, but he's feeling very proud of himself that this piece is in the BBC. It's almost like a validation thing. Yeah, here we have leaving the situation, the King of Pentacles, and that is how very much he sees himself. He does not like all of the blowback and the pushback that has happened to him. He does not like being called out. He does not like being misunderstood as he sees it, and he doesn't like the fact that his mother country doesn't like him as much as he says he doesn't like his mother country. It's really like a big devaluation. Now this ties in with the Four of Wands in reverse. I feel like he's on a big devaluation cycle. I say this all the time. Megsy goes in love bombing and then devalues, love bombing and devalues, and this guy is just it's like he's on a hook, you know. Sometimes there's a little bit of a chink of light of a few brain cells power up, but they quickly get switched off because all the blood goes to the other part of the body, if you know what I mean. But it's just, oof. It's not going to move the Overton window. It's not going to move the window of how everyone sees him. It's not going to shift the public's opinion of him. It's just going to make him look. There's going to be something happening coming up that he's going to feel harshly judged by. So that means he's gone in with some intentions that he doesn't want people to see. He wants everyone to take it one way, and it's judgment in reverse. People are like, actually, we can see through you and what you're doing, but it's kind of like he wants to kind of hide that. Let's see what's next. What's on his mind? Six of Cups. So he is nostalgic about the past, and what's surrounding him is Temperance in reverse, which we had crossing over. So he's very bothered about all of this, the People magazine stuff, and being called out for that. He is nostalgic a little bit for his home country. He's nostalgic a little bit for his childhood, especially with this big birthday coming up. But the Temperance in reverse, the Two of Wands, he doesn't want the door closed completely. He wants that door open again. And the Ace of Cups, spirit, love, interesting. I feel like we're going to be getting a more kind of spiritual angle from Harry at some point. I know he's been doing the life coaching stuff, but or wants to do that. But there is this like level of divinity here, especially when the Ace of Cups is upright. When it's in reverse, it's unrequited love. When it is upright, it is love. So he could well fall back in love with the UK. He could fall back in love with the BBC. He could fall back in love with himself. But yeah, with the Six of Cups here, he doesn't really, he is reminiscing about childhood and stuff. Also, I feel like there's going to be something that comes through with him about childhood, and he's going to link it into the invisible kitties. Let us have a look at Meis's response to all this, using the snarky cards. We like the snarky cards on this channel. They're a bit fun. End off with some snark. It always comes out from when you're thinking about Harry and Megsy. She uses him like a comfort blanket. She uses him like a support animal in a way. And I'm not saying anyone with a support animal is using that animal, far from it. But you've got to remember, Megatron is a narc, and she is going to be using and seeing him as somebody who needs either like a support animal, or like she's going to see him as just something like a crutch for her at the minute, just until she can establish herself as that, you know, she has got everything in the world sorted out person, and she can stand on her own 2 feet as Princess Diana incarnates. She's in charge, guys. This is the only, it says the landlord, but this is the only deck, the only card with the devil on it in this deck. She's obsessive, she's controlling, she's manipulative, she moves things around. She can take the rug out from under him at any time. I think she has told him that he needs to put this stuff out. And the alien coming up, everything is about to get very weird. Very weird. Interesting, a few weeks ago we got the alien for Megsy, and I've just mentioned that she looked like she had a UFO bucket hat on, like that big hat. I know that sounds silly, but it's just really interesting when little things like that happen, little synchronicities like that happen. The landlord is in reverse. The devil is in reverse. There is a depravity of thought. The alien is here. She's cold to him. She views him like he's a different species. And she doesn't particularly understand. She's not used to this species. She doesn't see him as basically equivalent, if you will. She has value because there's novelty there. Let's just have a look and see. I just want to pull 3 cards just to have a look and see what Doria's current relationship with Harry is. Oh, she's going back there. She's going to be spending some time in the Monty shit show. It's just circular, spinning around. She's trying to soothe him. The used hybrid. They're completely using him, guys. Doria is completely using him. She might find some use for him in the future. But they are kind of placating him at the minute. Let's have a look and see what Harry thinks of Doria. Okay, got some Bitcoin there. She's looking after him. There's medication there. Harry thinks she understands the online world better than he does. He thinks she understands more. The cards are completely different for Harry. There is medication here. So he helps to soothe her. She helps to soothe him, but she's technically, allegedly, medicating him. And of course, we have self-care products. She's telling him basically to be all about him. So you can see how different the cards are for both of them there, and in fact Megsy there as well. Yikes. Not good. He really doesn't completely understand the people around him, does he? That's not good, guys. But he's still caught up in it very deeply, and he is responsible for doing puff pieces and working with it, but he just doesn't understand that he doesn't understand the overview in his life. I mean, not many people do, but he doesn't understand he's getting played by Meghan Markle and Doria Markle. Poor Harry Markle. Anyway, guys, that is what I see it in the cards. Not that I necessarily feel sympathy for Harry. I just think this is a mess. This is such a mess. It's just going to get more and more messy, unfortunately for the royal family. Yeah, unless I just feel bad for the royal family, to be honest, because they will be aware of what's going on. They can, they're not stupid people by a long shot. They're very intelligent people, very nice people, and they will be looking on going, it's absolutely stupid. But you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And Harry is just so embittered and so angry and so enabled all of his life, and he's really turned into Megsy's enabler. So there's that. Akavy. It is sick. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. I will be back probably at one point for a live this weekend. I will be doing some more readings for you guys as well. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll see you all really soon for some more readings and stuff. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.